At the Great Pyramid's base, desert heat stings like ancient eyes watching. Beneath these stones, secrets so profound could shatter history's truths. Why do pyramids guard mysteries no textbook dares touch? Uncover 10 forbidden secrets of ancient Egypt that will leave you questioning reality itself. Dive in.
Picture a chamber, vast and silent, sealed for 4,500 years inside the Great Pyramid. Newly discovered in 2017, scientists using cosmic ray muon detectors, particles raining from the cosmos, uncovered a 100-foot-long void above the Grand Gallery. It's the first major discovery since the 19th century, a ghostly space hovering like a forgotten dream. We don't know whether this big void is horizontal or inclined. We don't know if this is one structure or several. Why hasn't it been explored? Drilling could destabilize the entire pyramid. Imagine the musty air trapped inside, heavy with the scent of ancient stone, untouched since Khufu's reign. Secret knowledge. Is it a construction ramp, a treasure vault, or a repository of lost wisdom? This opens our first story. What lies within that void? Hold that thought. We'll return. But hold on. How did they even build this monument? Let's shift gears. The Great Pyramid, 2.3 million limestone blocks, some weighing 80 tons, stands as a marvel defying modern engineering. Few people realize that the Egyptians didn't rely on brute force or enslaved labor. The Wadi al-Jarf papyri, the oldest known, reveal a logistical masterpiece. Workers like Merer sailed limestone from Tura across the Nile, possibly via flood season canals. The Egyptians intervened in the floodplain as dramatically as they did on Giza. Copper tools from Sinai, harbors, and a workforce fed on meat and bread. Imagine the cool Nile mist on your face. The creak of wooden barges laden with gleaming stone. But here's the hook. Could hydraulic lifts, as recent theories suggest, have raised those blocks? This sparks our second loop, hinting at lost technologies. From awe at their ingenuity to intrigue, were they guided by something beyond human knowledge? You tell me. Now close your eyes and reimagine the pyramids. Not dull and sandy, but blazing white, like beacons of divine light. Hidden for centuries, the Great Pyramid was once clad in polished Tura limestone, so bright it would have shone like a star. Topped with electrum pyramidions, gold-silver alloys glinting like celestial crowns, they symbolized the pharaoh's ascent to the gods. A Tizen Harameser Haram AD earthquake loosened these stones, and looters repurposed them for Cairo's mosques. Only Khafra's pyramid retains a cap of remnants, a faded ghost of glory. Feel the heat bouncing off that mirror-like facade, the glare stinging your eyes. Why strip such beauty? Was it to erase a deeper symbolic power? What if the white casing hid a cosmic blueprint? This payoff connects to construction, revealing aesthetic genius, while opening a loop on the pyramid's true purpose. Can you imagine standing before a pyramid that blinds you with light? Transitioning to royal enigma, let's meet Nefertiti, the queen who vanished around 1330 BC. Newly discovered radar scans of Tutankhamun's tomb suggest hidden chambers behind painted walls. Archaeologist Nicholas Reeves spotted ghostly outlines of doorways in 2015 scans. The more I looked, the more it seemed real. Tut's tomb, unusually small for a king, might be an extension of Nefertiti's, sealed in haste. Picture the air thick with incense, the flicker of oil lamps as workers entomb her, their footsteps echoing in secret passages. But hold on, it's a big leap to say it's Nefertiti's burial. Could opening these chambers unleash a truth too big for history? Now gaze upon the Great Sphinx, its lion's body and pharaoh's face weathered by time. Built for Khafra around 2600 BC, it's 240 feet long, carved from bedrock. But most people don't know that water erosion on its enclosure suggests it's far older, perhaps predating the pyramids by thousands of years. The Sphinx's age is controversial due to weathering patterns, hinting at a pre-flood civilization. Its purpose? A solar deity, Harmaket, guarding Giza's plateau. Run your fingers over its pitted stone, the desert wind howling like ancient voices. Buried in sand until the 1800s, its nose lost to 14th century vandalism. Official history says Khafra, but could it be a relic of a lost era? What secrets does the Sphinx guard? This closes a loop on pyramid builders while opening one on forgotten civilizations. What do you think? Was it built before the floods? Slowing for a chilling turn, the curse of Tutankhamun grips like a shadow over the desert. After Howard Carter's 1922 discovery, Lord Carnarvon died weeks later from blood poisoning, sparking tales of a curse. An underground tomb with bizarre microorganisms killing someone 6 weeks later is hard to believe. Only 6 of 26 present died soon after. Yet 19th century myths fueled the legend. Ancient mastabas bore warnings, death by crocodile or scorpion. Imagine the tomb's stale air hitting your lungs, mold spores glinting in torchlight. Was it bacteria like Aspergillus or a supernatural warning? From fear to skepticism, this payoff debunks curse myths, connecting to medicine next while teasing modern science's limits. Speeding up, let's marvel at Egypt's medical prowess. Hidden for centuries, they performed trepanation, drilling skulls, for ailments like cancer. A 4,000-year-old skull shows cut marks around lesions with healed bone proving survival. This is the first evidence of surgical intervention on cancer. Dentistry used gold and wooden prosthetics, detailed in the Edwin Smith Papyrus, a surgical guide. The metallic tang of copper tools, the crunch of bone under primitive drills. How did they master anatomy without X-rays? Secret knowledge in papyri closes the curse loop, toxins versus skill, and opens one on advanced society. Can you believe surviving brain surgery 4,000 years ago? What if their knowledge came from beyond Earth? Diving into rituals, the Tomb of Falcons at Tuna el Gebel holds millions of mummified birds, mostly ibises for Thoth, but falcons for Horus. Newly discovered, some are fakes, just feathers or eggshells. Ibises represented Thoth, but DNA reveals wild birds lured to wetlands. Over 4 million at Tuna, 1.75 million at Saqqara. Why fakes? Perhaps to meet demand. Imagine the avian cacophony by sacred lakes, the scent of natron preserving offerings, devotion or deception. This hooks with stats, tying to death rituals, shifting to wonder at their faith. Transition to labor. Pyramid builders weren't slaves, but professionals paid in beer, 4 to 5 liters daily, plus bread and medical care. The standard ration was 10 loaves and a measure of beer. Excavations reveal bakeries and meat-rich diets, the yeasty aroma of beer fermenting, cooling sweat-soaked workers under the sun. Was beer a reward or a control mechanism? Few people realize this welfare system, closing the construction loop while opening one on societal complexity. Could beer have fueled a secret project? Finally, Saqqara's City of the Dead pulses with mystery. Recent digs uncovered embalming workshops, natron pots, and animal mummies for Bastet. We found workshops for humans and animals. Tombs from 4,400 years ago depict hunting scenes. Why such obsession with death? To secure eternity. Imagine the echo of chants in catacombs, the acrid scent of resins sealing fate. Why so many animal burials? This sets up our climax. These 10 secrets, voids, white pyramids, curses, surgeries, rituals, converge on a staggering truth. Ancient Egypt was far more advanced than history admits, possibly tied to a lost civilization. Were the pyramids observatories aligning with stars? The Sphinx a relic of a pre-flood world? Modern scans and global parallels, like megaliths in Turkey, suggest Egypt was part of a forgotten network, perhaps linked to Atlantis myths. Awe tinged with fear. What if the next discovery changes everything? The desert wind carries whispers of a truth too vast to grasp. This ties into how the pyramids were built. Those massive stones weren't just rolled on logs. Evidence suggests wet sand ramps to reduce friction or even internal spirals. The workforce was organized like a modern corporation, with overseers and supply chains stretching hundreds of miles. Sensory overload. The grind of stone on stone, the shouts of workers echoing across the plateau. The White Pyramids add another layer of wonder, not just aesthetic. That casing might have had acoustic properties or even electrical ones, if you buy into pyramid power theories. After the earthquake, the stones were recycled, but what if some were taken to hide inscriptions? Nefertiti's mystery deepens this. Her bust in Berlin shows a powerful woman, co-ruler with Akhenaten. If her tomb is behind Tut's, it could reveal DNA links, proving she was his mother or stepmother. The radar anomalies are compelling, but excavations are stalled. Why? Political reasons, or fear of what we'll find. The Sphinx's erosion. Rain patterns don't match the dry Sahara for 4,500 years. Some geologists say 10,000 BC, predating known civilizations. It aligns with the sun on equinoxes, perhaps a calendar. The curse of Tut, while debunked as mostly coincidence, there were real toxins. Mold in tombs can cause aspergillosis, a lung disease. Carter himself lived long, but the media spun it into horror. Ancient medicine shows they knew how to combat such things. Herbal remedies, even antibiotics from moldy bread. Skulls with regrown bone after surgery. That's neurosurgery levels we thought were modern. Animal mummies weren't just pets. They were votive offerings. Pilgrims bought them to pray for favors. Fakes suggest a scam industry, priests profiting. Beer for workers was strong, nutritious, like liquid bread. It kept them healthy in the heat. Saqqara's recent finds include a cache of 250 mummies in 2020, with golden tongues for speaking in the afterlife. The investment in death rituals shows a society obsessed with immortality, perhaps because they knew something about the soul we don't, tying it all together in the climax. These aren't isolated facts. The voids could hold star maps. The white casing reflected constellations. Nefertiti's reforms hinted at monotheism from older sources. The Sphinx watched over it all. Advanced medicine implies knowledge transfer from a prior age. Rituals with millions of animals suggest massive resources for spiritual tech. Beer-paid workers built not tombs, but machines for the gods. Saqqara is the key, undiscovered shafts leading to older layers. What if Egypt inherited from Atlantis or a global Ice Age culture? Scans show underground anomalies across Giza. Our history is a lie, and Egypt holds the proof. Feel that chill? That's the wind of change. In wrapping up, remember, hidden voids challenge our tech, building methods our physics, white shine our art, Nefertiti our royals, Sphinx our timeline, curse our fears, medicine our science, falcons our faith, beer our society, Saqqara our death. Together they scream of a lost world. What's your take? Comment below. Which secret blew your mind? Hit subscribe for more mind benders and share if you're hooked. Next time, Atlantis and Egypt, connected. Stay curious, friends. To flesh this out even more, let's revisit the hidden chambers. The Scan Pyramids project used thermal imaging too, spotting heat anomalies that suggest air currents or voids. One theory, it's a counterweight system for the king's chamber. But what if it's a library, like Alexandria's precursor? Few know the pyramids align with Orion's belt, suggesting astronomical knowledge, building techniques, The blocks fit so tightly you can't slip a paper between them. Precision cutting with bronze tools, or diamond-tipped. The white limestone came from quarries 500 miles away, transported by boat. Imagine the Nile fleet, sails billowing, workers chanting. Nefertiti disappeared after Akhenaten's death, erased from records. Was she Pharaoh Smenkhkare? Radar shows 2 hidden rooms. One might hold her. The Sphinx's head is disproportionately small, recarved from an older lion. Erosion lines match heavy rainfall 7,000 to 12,000 years ago. Thutmose IV's dream stele tells of the Sphinx promising kingship if cleared of sand. Cursey details, canaries died in the tomb, lights failed mysteriously, but science says septicemia from a mosquito bite killed Carnarvon. Medicine, they used willow bark for pain, aspirin, garlic for infections. Papyrus Ebers lists 700 remedies. Trepanation success rate, high with no infection, sterile techniques, falcons and ibises. Sacred farms bred them, but over-harvesting led to fakes. Beer, 10 varieties, some medicinal. Workers' Village had hospitals, proving care. Saqqara, 2023 find of a non-royal tomb with vivid paintings. Daily life scenes. This web of secrets points to a civilization peaking early, then declining. Why? Catastrophe? Or deliberate hiding? Your thoughts matter. Let's discuss in comments. Thanks for watching. See you next time.